Good evening, lads. How we doing? Welcome to the last of the half-term bonuses. Just give people a couple of minutes to switch on and tune in as we look like this tonight. We have Aborigines against Tutuvua, Blitz against Nuka Falua, Bushrats against Rapanui, Dragons against Warriors, Townsville against Vanuatu, Vikings against Hobart, Wanganui against Unicorns. And this is how the table looks after 4 games. Hobart flying, the only remaining undefeated team in the league, on 10 points. Vanuatu on 9, Unicorns and Warriors on 7, Rapanui and Wanganui on 6, with Townsville as well, and Aborigines, Dragons, Tutuvua on 5, Bushrats, Blitz on 4, and Vikings and Nuka on 1. So we've had no requests for any games in order, so we'll start wherever the game takes us. And it is going to take us there just randomly. I think that's my fault because I clicked on Sav on the side. So Sav is in the chat, so we will start with Wanganui, who look like this. Obviously Zidane with an absolute belter of a hat-trick a couple of games ago, and they play the Unicorns. Changes are as follows. Osmanov comes in for the injured Donovan, and Solskjaer goes to be sub 4 on the bench. They play the Unicorns, who beat Dragons 1-0 late in the day last time out, and have started pretty well with 2 wins and a draw, as well as a defeat. This is how they go. It's a full as is, so we'll see how this first game goes. Pressure from the Unicorns, and it is Roy Mackay who puts them 1-0 up. Totty with a half a chance for Wanganui. Even scored, and it's Osmanovsky who comes in and scores. Interestingly, didn't say it was his first goal, so he must have scored last season, I think. Feels a little bit more grey and black now, and it is grey and black. Oh, Zidane. Osmanovsky was offside. Wanganui definitely came into that towards the 30-minute mark onwards. Looked as though the goal was needed to wake them up. Some good ratings. Osmanovsky on an 8. Gary Neville having gotten the assist, also on an 8. And Giannichetta, who continues his brilliant form this season, on an 8 at half-time. Over at the Unicorns, it's an as-is from Smuts, but there's a couple of 7s, a couple of 6s, and a couple of 8s in there, and we will roll to 60 as both managers give us an as-is. Doesn't seem to be any issue with the chat tonight on YouTube, thankfully, and it is Roberto who scores to put Wanganui 2-1 up. It has been all Wanganui since about 30 minutes, and we will do the click there. And Penza should have put it in the back of the net, but it remains 2-1 going to the turn on 60. 8, 7s and 6s. Wanganui looking in control since the half hour. Unicorns were definitely on top in the first 30 minutes. Nothing to worry for Mike in terms of conditions, and we'll see what he wants to do. He may well just protect that Gary Neville yellow card. Over at the Unicorns, Smuts has had a couple of problems with Elefthopoulos and Given, and he is not restoring his faith in him in putting in a 5 this game. I think from a Given previous 5 as well. So he's having a little bit of a rough time with keepers at the minute, and we'll wait to see what both managers want to do. Sav is in there with an OGS for Miro. And we'll just wait to see what Smuts wants to do. Oh, I'm on the big Peronis tonight, boys. It must be Friday night. Smuts, if you have typed anything, mate, it hasn't come through, I shall keep the WhatsApp open at the same time. Swap the keepers and go 3 up top. Excellent. Thanks, Smuts. Appreciate that, mate. And we go from 60, and there is Osmanovsky. Is he the next savage gem to be found? Ooh, Roy Mackay, who's been very good for Smuts so far, gets them back into the game. This is anyone's to take now. Bit more pink and blue coming in with that 3 up top. George Jabba strays offside. Zidane on the keeper. misses, counter-attack here, and Penza puts it high and wide. Can he do it again? He can't. And Wanganui hold on for a really entertaining 3-2 win at home, having been a goal down. And Osmanowski with the man of the match and a 10. What a show from Savage that is. Over at the Unicorns, keeper problems there, really. If Felthropoulos hadn't thrown them in, then you reckon Smuts would have been at least good value for a point, given how good Unicorns have looked so far. We go over to Blitz and Nuku'alofa, and this is how Nuku'alofa go. It is an as-is from Roxy. And over to the Blitz. Rivaldo in for... Rivaldo in for Del Piero. It's the only change for Dims. Probably makes sense for Rivaldo to be a 10, doesn't it? Best of luck to both. Second game of the night, we kick off. Zelius into the book before the first minute, which kind of usually doesn't bode well for him being sent off. He's now got to go full 90 minutes. Rivaldo with a big chance. Big save from the Nuku'alofa corner. Keeper, and it is Nicholas Anelka who gets his 5th goal of the season. He is leading the way in terms of the goal scoring charts. And yeah, Dims never panics, but he'll definitely be wanting to win here tonight. Andre again fumbles one. Kuehl couldn't put in the rebound. Definitely an Andre spillage for the first goal. 4 minutes on. Dyer with a diving header into the side netting. Anelka, big save. And we get to half time, and it felt very, very blitz heavy. And the stats do reflect that as well. 8 7s and 6s for Dims, but absolutely in control. Good evening, Dimble. How you doing, my man? You're on top. 10 shots. Yeah. Just need that second goal by the looks of things. We'll give Roxy just a couple of seconds to let us know what he's doing. And we haven't had anything from Rox, so we'll go to 60 and we'll see how that looks. 62 minutes straight away as Nuka have a free kick on the edge of the box. Cannavaro on a 5, Thuram on a 5. Big centre-half pairing, letting them down there. And then over to Dims on the 60-minute mark. A couple of 8s have dropped to 7s, but 15 minutes flew by there, so you'd see why. Can't see Dims wanting to do much. He hasn't had an extra shot, but Nuka have had 2. But you feel that with the blitz second goal, that would very much be game done and dusted, really. A roll again from Dims, nothing from Roxy. So we will carry on to full-time shorters with the save from the free kick. A little bit more grey and black, but the blitz look good value for this. Unless Nuku have anything in them. And Nelka with another chance. Oh, beat the offside trap, but put it wide. Blitz are going to see them out here. And that is a good, solid 1-0 win at home for the Blitz by Dims. And decent ratings. 6s turned into 7s and 7s turned into 8. And it was an Andre man of the match performance, despite spilling the ball twice inside the first 30 minutes. Well played, Dims. Over at Townsville against Vanuatu, of course, Hodgie was sacked in save. Goes like this tonight with a new tactic file, TT custard flaps. And over to Vanuatu, who have been really, really solid with, I believe, 3 wins from 4, which is fantastic. And there is only one change with Semak coming in for Zenone. And we'll see how they go. Will Hodgie get the new manager bounce? And he does indeed. It's Morientes who scores the first goal to put him 1-0 up, 15 minutes played. "20 minutes played now feels a bit more white and black since the 10-minute mark. Nikiforenko into the book. He's had a fair few bookings so far, Nikiforenko. 30 minutes played. Hodgie in his submission said he needed to get a bit more out of Barry Ferguson. Be interesting to see what he's done. And it is Nikiforenko with nobody picking up his runs from the midfield. who brings the game level. Nicky Franco must score and doesn't. It's ones each, 2 minutes to play at half time. Townsville just waiting for the whistle here by the feel of it. And we get to half time. Felt very Townsville heavy for the first 10-15 minutes, and then Vanuatu took control of the game. Some decent ratings. Mendes de Silva continues to be really, really good, and Barry Ferguson continues to be bang average. Over at Vanuatu, we got 6s for Montella and 6s for the 2 centre-halves. Rio Ferdinand's looked a little bit wobbly over the last couple of games, but we will wait and see if either of the boys are around. If not, we will roll. Tasty, tasty beers. Hodgie is a roll and Stay isn't around, so we will go to 60. Morientes with a chance there in the first couple of minutes of the second half, and Paul Scholes gets sent off. We will give Stay just a couple of minutes. Hodgie, if you just let us know if you want to do anything about the 10 men there, bud. So the Wolves-Villa game looks to be a bit of a damn squib. Was expecting a little bit more from that. They fucking hate each other. Nothing from both managers, so we'll go to 60 minutes. As Hodgie just says, he'll go to 60 there. Cheers, mate. Oh, Nicky Franco puts it wide over to the Thunder for the 60 minute. We got Imor and Tristan on 6s as well as the 2 centre-halves. Hello, stay mate. We're on 60 minutes. Hodgie was in control for the first 15-20, and then you've been on top, to be fair. Scholes' red card hasn't changed much because it came on 52 minutes. Nicky Franco looking really lively. Yeah, let me know if you want to do anything there, bud. Nice little summary for you there. Roll it. Yeah, you've looked decent value, Steve, to be fair. Jumps 10 minutes to 70 minutes. Montella with a half a chance. I don't know if it's just me, but Baranelka, it feels like strikers across the teams are really, really struggling. The goals seem to be coming everywhere other than from straight. Ooh, Nicky Franco with a chance to beat the keeper, but I think it flashed wide. It doesn't say it. Just went wide. Loads of chances for Vanuatu. You'd probably feel like it's 2 points that I've got away. Nicky Franco with a man of the match performance. He was absolutely everywhere there tonight. And Townsville holding on for a point in the end, but Hodgie will take it and run. Over to Tutuvua against the Aborigines. Daz is here on a train. This is how the Tutuvua time wasters go. It is Simeone and Wolf-Ready coming in. And over to the Aborigines, who are probably on Daz's best run of form, really. Narrow defeat against Stay, and then undefeated in 3. So we'll see how this one goes as we kick the ball off. Feels Aborigines heavy there for the first couple of minutes. Still feels like there's a lot of black and white. Oh, Saviola forces a save from 3, and then the double save from 3 as well. Ambrosini puts it wide. And it is Luca Toni. Oh, heartbreak for Daz. It's a penalty. Bishkan puts it in the back of the net. What an absolute turnaround this is compared to last season for Daz. Last season's finalists have not had a sniff other than that Saviola chance in that first half. Stats don't necessarily reflect the feel of the commentary. Ratings look pretty good for the Aborigines. Look at Tony on a 6 and Paredes on a 6. Look at Tony with that goal disallowed. Costanzo looking fairly solid at the back, as well as Sol Campbell, who's a giant. Evening, OB. How you doing, my man? You 1-0 down to a pen. You've struggled to kind of lay a glove on him, really, this first half. Daz is a to 60, and we'll wait and see what the boys want to do. And both managers roll into 60. As Saviola is injured. It's a massive injury. He's been pretty good. I'm going to assume it's on. 3 goals in the first 4 games. That's a massive injury for them. I'm going to assume it's on, and I'll just wait to be corrected if not. Yep. And we'll keep going to 60. We do get to 60. And Igor Bishkan out-jumped over Mars. Sol Campbell now on a 10. As the two Tivoire boys are chasing the game a little bit. 6s across the board, really, bar 3 players on 8s and a 10. The rest 6s and 7s. Over to Daz. Really solid ratings from front to back. Look, it's only the only 6, but he has had a goal disallowed. Ambrosini on 75%, probably the only condition concern if Daz believes in it. I suspect we'll see Rocky Santa Cruz for Tony. Potentially Stewart for Bishkan and a swap for Paredes, maybe. Okay, Tony for Cruz. Bishkan for Stewart. And swapping for Paredes. Lovely. And then we'll go over to the 2-2 boys. Dielson for Holland. Swap Ortega for Holland. Bring Simeone up to see him. Appreciate it, Obi. Really clear subs then, boys, the 2 years. As we crack on, Van Nistelrooy with a half a chance. There'll be a massive 3 points, and it is a red card for Ugo. And I suspect we may see one of the CDM sacrificed here for Janowski. Stewart's only just come on, but you'd suspect he'd be the weakest of the 3. And it could be a Stewart for Janowski situation and just a flat 2-4. OB, remember, you've got the opportunity to make changes on the back of the red card if you'd like. Okay. And we will roll to full time. And it is Van Nistelrooy from the free kick. The free kick was whipped in and Van Nistelrooy heads it in to go 1s each. Can the Aborigines hang on? It would be such a shame if they were to drop 2 points from here. One with a big shot, but Frey felt like Tutu were going to win that at the end there. Aborigines cannot really have any complaints following the red card. They did look so solid for about 60 minutes. And ultimately, that's a draw against last season's defeated finalists. Both, in a weird way, I'll probably be satisfied for that point with a Sol Campbell man of the match performance. Over at the Bushrats against the Rapa Nui Racists. This is how Rob goes tonight. Change the 3 up top with the wing-backs bombing on. And Tato's only change was Kevin Kyle on the bench. As we kick this one off. Vieri with a shot there after 13 minutes. Nihila checking the box. In the book, sorry. Feels very end-to-end this. Bushrot's just exerting a little bit of control now. Now there's a lot of red, and it is Ebby Sand who puts the racists 1-0 up. Calm with a big save there. And it is half time. And it's a 0-1 to Rapa Nui, who didn't have much of the text, but their goal came in a massive chunk of text. Huge chunk of text from Rapa Nui. It was like 20 lines worth of text. We go over to the Bush Rats, who look okay, just happen to be one goal behind. Desai doing well, Viduka doing bits. Nothing much outside of that. Rob's gave it a roll, but there's his rating, 6s, 7s and 8s, with Khan with that big save more than earning his 8. Kufra missing a lot of tackles, but still putting himself about. And Smut scores. Gerard off, Kyle on, put him central up top. Really clear instructions, Tato. I appreciate them, my man. And it's a roll from Rob, so we will go to 60. Remember that first season in the All-Stars? Tato had that winger bombing on sub, and it used to get him back into so many games. Well, actually used to win him so many games as we get to 60 minutes. And this is how we look for both sides. The racists first, very, very similar. But this kind of block of 8s here looks really promising for them. Robbie Sandratara, Kurt and Brozek in the midfield, and then Brozek up top on 6s. Over to Bush Rats, Kevin Kyle on a 6 since coming on, not really offering much so far. But Duka maintains his 8 and Desai maintains his 8. Everything else is 6s and 7s. We'll see what the boys want to do. Roll up from Rob. And Tato's more or less done what he usually does at 60 minutes, so I'm not sure what he will do, if anything, whether he'll push these guys into the midfield. How's Vieri been? The CC off for Yakubu. Move him into DMC to make the 3. Arrows on both wide DMCs. Also stick arrows on the 2 outside strikers running wild. There we go. Yeah, interesting. And Rob wants to roll until 60. Again, really clear instructions there. Cheers, Tato. Brozek probably kills the game. Putting his side 2-0 up. Oh, Vieri. Nahilachik, sorry. Vieri was integral to it there. But it is Nahilachik that puts his side back into it. This is turning out to be a really good last 10 minutes. Big shot by Kandaya. Doesn't put it in the back of the net. Larson with a header. Giggs misses the target in the last minute. And it's a massive 3 points for the Rapa Nui boys. And they don't get a man of the match. I'm guessing it might be Viduka. Or it's Desai with a man of the match performance. 10 out of 11 tackles from Maldini, who has been absolutely class. Again, Tato, like Miney side, is just struggling to put the ball in the back of the net at the minute. Over to the Dragons and Warriors. And funnily enough, me and Scotty were talking today before the game, and without knowing it, we've both went for exactly the same shape and tactic, really. And the Dragons fittingly calling theirs, "Wake up, Ronnie, you cunt." He has offered absolutely nothing. And over to the Warriors, who go exactly the same in terms of shape. Changing it up from the burn, both sides moving away from the burn and going to that almost like 4-1-3-2 with the AMC. Big game for both this. Both struggled for goals a little bit. 3 points would be massive for both teams. And it is Mark van Bommel who gets his first ever goal for the Warriors, it says. I think, has he played for the Warriors before? It's a bit bizarre. Vieira puts one wide as the Dragons look to get back into this. Yeah, I agree, Hodgie. I agree. It's not really worked for me, but the burn definitely wasn't working for me. Henry puts it inches wide, and it is 2-0. Roy Keane moves into control in this game for the Warriors, and the Dragons look to be in big trouble. Ronaldinho gets his team back into it with a goal on half-time. It is a penalty. He has done something, but his team are already 2-1 down. And again, just the same problem for Dragons. Creating a hell of a lot of chances, but not putting the ball on the back of the net. Buffon on a 5 haven't been so good for so long for the Dragons. And yeah, Warriors look pretty solid there. Text-wise and commentary-wise and ratings-wise, back that up. Yeah, Dragons goal, Claxon. I haven't seen Scotty, but I will give him a couple of more seconds. Raquelme not doing much, so we're going to give the goat a run out. And we'll bomb Paddy on and just have Wellens popping passes about there. I haven't seen Scott, so we'll go to 60. More chances for both here. Carlos stands over a free kick on the edge of the box. Rustico on a 6. 8 for Van Bommel and Keane. Ian Hart and Barthez on an 8. Costa the only mild condition concern. Dragons will just bomb the wingers on a little bit more. And we will go back for Const. Change them over. Just give Scotty a couple of seconds. Evening, mate. You went 2-0 up. Ronaldinho scored a penalty on half-time. You've looked in pretty much control in the text, to be honest with you, mate. That's all right, lad. I'll leave them hanging just so you can decide what you want to do, bud. As Wolves are 1-0 up on the Villa. Roll from Scotty. And we'll see what happens to full time. As the Dragons fail to convert those chances, and it's the Warriors with a big 2-1 win away from home. Massive 3 points that for the Warriors, with an Ian Hart who has been absolutely incredible for Scott, with a man of the match performance there on a 9. Well in Scotty. Go over to the Hobart Heathens, who are flying on 10 points against the Vikings. This is how they go. It is just thinning in for Shivu, and a hell of a lot of injuries for him at the minute. And then over to the Vikings, who go like this. As we get the last game of the night kicked off. And it's a 1-0 straight away, 6 minutes in. And it's a 2-0, thinning on his debut. This Hobart team are off to a flyer. Sigalko scores to put his team back in, and Veron scores. This is a game and a half. What a first half that is, 2-2. Jens isn't here, so we'll show KD's team straight away. Over to Jens. Condition-wise, nothing to worry about there. Not going to do anything for him. Play on until 60 from KD. Penalty shout from Hobart. Jacks with a great chance. Sigalko with a half a chance. Veron with a half a chance. Chances all over the pitch here. As Hobart's ratings look like that. And his condition looks like that. jump over to the Vikings. Jacks for Dwight York. Nothing standing out. Vikings look just about as in it as Hobart do, so I'm not going to do anything for Jens. York with a chance there, puts it wide of goal. Veron scores, and that's surely the winner. A massive 3 points for the Vikings to kickstart their season. And Hobart have been put to the sword there in what is a good result for the rest of the league with a Maxim man of the match performance with a goal and an assist. Dan will be a little bit disappointed with that. Having went 2-0 up, massive win for the Vikings, and that leaves us looking like this. Aborigines 1, Tutuvua 1, Blitz 1, Nuku'alofa 1, Bushrats 1, Rapanui 2, Dragons 1, Warriors 2, Townsville 1, Vanuatu 1, Vikings 3, Hobart 2, Wanganui 3, Unicorns 2. Leaves the table looking like this. Hobart, Vanuatu and Warriors all on 10 points, Rapanui on 9, Wanganui on 9, Unicorns on 7, Blitz and Townsville on 7, Aborigines on 6, Tutuvua, Vikings on 6, Vikings on 6, Dragons on 5, Bushrats on 4, and Nuku'alofa on 1. I will upload the save, boys. I'm not going to do packs. I'll leave that to somebody else. And I shall see, well, I'll not see you for a while now. I'll leave you in the more than capable hands of the Dazzler on Sunday night. And until the next half term, that'll probably be me, boys, in a bit. And up the fucking All-Stars.